and welcome to this day in history for October 31st.
Samhain. It means the Lord of the Dead. The end of summer. The festival of Samhain. October 31st.
You see the blackboard back there in the elementary school?
Yeah?
In order to appease the gods, the druid priests held fire rituals. Prisoners of war, criminals, the insane, animals were burned alive in baskets. By observing the way they died, the druids believed they could see omens of the future.
To order, brethren, to receive the most worshipful, the Grand Master.
Everyone knows his name.
Michael Myers. Born October 19th, 1957. Killed his older sister October 31st, 1963. Killed 3 high school students October 31st, 1978. Also killed 3 nurses and a paramedic same night. Was believed to be dead.
Michael Myers is dead.
Then killed 4 students. Hillcrest Academy, 1998. Has been missing. Unheard of last
40 years. To this day.
No, he's back.
Self-evident, Brother Franklin, all men are created equal.
Indeed, Brother Washington. All Freemasons meet as equals, and we have an opportunity to create a nation in the very essence of Masonic morality. It would be wonderfully symbolic, don't you think?
You'll be wanting to put the all-seeing eye on our banknotes next.
You think I'm taking it a bit far?
Please don't ask me questions like that, Brother Franklin. You know I cannot tell a lie.
Oh, come on, Brother Washington. Everybody lies occasionally, surely. Especially politicians.
Not me. Not even so much as an alternative fact.
We must all be aware of fake news.
Perhaps with all your jetting around, you have not had chance to peruse today's headlines. I rather like the last one. It isn't even mine.
I never believe what I read in the press anyway.
Therein lies your problem, Mr. Bond. You see, we're both men of action, but your era and Miss Lynn's is passing. Words are the new weapons. Satellites, the new artillery.
And you become the new Supreme Allied Commander?
Exactly.
The people must be free to think what they like as well. We can have no thought police in our new society.
Caesar had his legions, Napoleon had his armies.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump, we're all cut from the same cloth.
I have my divisions. TV, news, magazines. And by midnight tonight, I'll have reached and influenced more people than anyone in the history of this planet, save God himself. And the best he ever managed was a Sermon on the Mount.
The foundation stone of our new nation, built on all those principles that we hold dear.
The plans for our new capital city already have a very Masonic feel to them, yeah.
Yeah, Mason Bible. Totally demonic. Well, for Masonic use, so they've got alternate definitions of words. But what really shocked me the first time I picked this up, sun god, Ra, Amen, the Father of God, the Creator, published in the Freemason Bible.
Candidate for initiation into the order, I'm giving a little introduction into some of our mysteries. These two gentlemen are founding an entire nation built on our principles.
We have great promises for our new nation. You know, I wonder if other presidents after me will also be Freemasons.
Many will be. And Freemasonry will become embedded in the American culture. And the I will appear on the banknotes.
Oh, God.
These principles will be honored with a gift from your French brethren. A gift that will be a welcoming beacon to the poor and oppressed.
This is the statue we are giving you.
It's a bit small, isn't it?
Oh, this is a maquette. The real thing is bigger. Much, much bigger.
Oh my goodness, is Lady Liberty really a lady? Or is it Larry Liberty? I don't know. But I'm going to let you decide as we do a little bit close up here, and you tell me if that looks like a feminine face. Ignore the long hair. Remember, the priests of Ishtar wore long hair, they castrated themselves, wore robes like women, and wore these headdresses.
Wendy Williams, the talk show host, fainted on live TV during her Halloween episode yesterday. Forced the show to go black, and ABC's Ariel Reshef is here with the latest on Wendy's condition. Good morning, Ariel. It's a scary situation.
Definitely scary. Good morning to you, Michael. This morning, Wendy Williams is okay and planning to return to her show today, but her audience and the internet totally spooked after she collapsed on set as the cameras were rolling.
This morning, Wendy Williams expected back on air after a real-life Halloween scare, fainting during her live talk show Tuesday morning. Williams, dressed as Lady Liberty, seemed fine until almost the end of her show, when she suddenly starts to slow down.
Let's get started. Our first caress.
Slurring her words while introducing a costume contest. Stage managers rushing to her aid, the show quickly cutting to black.
Now one more better for you. Here is her face before it is assembled and before you have the ability to look at the hair and be influenced. That's under construction. So you can be the judge, ladies and gentlemen, but this little rabbit trail here, I believe, shows us that not only has Attis, or the priest of Ishtar, and sun god worship showing up all over Egypt, all over Rome, all over Greece, and everywhere else in the Eastern Mediterranean, but is on our soils and has infiltrated America today and has literally become the epitome and the torch of freedom. It's bondage. Let's go one further. The 7 rays of the sun. Notice the nimbus, the halo of rays of the sun. This is an ancient pagan sun god. It's everywhere. This is not something they just made up.
Not like all the others, not like other men. I am just a candle lit on both ends.
This story really talks about an era. That's different. I like that.
It was the birth of rock and roll. The birth of Sun Records, the way it really changed the world. When the
king came in and the killer came in. All of a sudden, the youth of America got electrified.
You have quite the effect on the little ladies.
We get to see how it started when there were no rules.
Seeing them as humans before they became these gigantic rock stars. They drink together, they party together.
Whoa! Jimmy!
There's the falling in love of youth and watching the innocence of youth come together. They had the problems of excess women.
Girls, come on, come on.
Sam, we're on the road. I mean, there's girls there.
Whose is this?
All the things that grew to become sex, drugs, and rock and roll started with these guys.
Sun Records. Helios, look at this. Holding a torch. He's the Colossus of Rhodes, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Where did he get the idea of the torch? Ladies and gentlemen, he took a trip here. He took a trip to Egypt. He studied these things. This is what he saw. An over 100-foot Colossus of Helios with this headpiece on of the 7 rays of the sun. Don't tell me that that didn't influence him. The exact attributes of Helios or the Colossus and the sun god and all of those things show up in the Statue of Liberty.
America will produce a great many great Americans from many different walks of life and many different fields, and many will be Masons. Sportsmen, actors, writers, soldiers, filmmakers, businessmen, inventors, astronauts.
What on earth is an astronaut?
No, they're not.
I don't follow.
Well, they're not on Earth, they're in space. In fact, Brother Buzz Aldrin was the second man to walk upon the surface of the moon.
That's the best thing I've heard this evening.
What, that a Mason walked on the moon?
Man on the moon. Amazing.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
No more broken hearts. We're better off apart. Let's give it a try. Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise.
Oh man, that's the best idea since they faked the moon landing.
Okay, cut.
Wow, Neil Armstrong. Hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to be on the moon. I just saw it on TV.
Oh, there's a tape delay and with all solar winds.
But don't forget the musicians. Do not forget the musicians.
This is Inside the Music. I'm Brian Lauritsen. The Magic Flute is not only an opera that tells the story of love and trials, there's also a deeper meaning. Mozart intended the work to be a dramatic representation of a person's initiation into Freemasonry. And to learn more about it, I went to the Masonic Center in Santa Monica and spoke with former Grand Master of Masons in California, Stephen Doan.
This is known as Mozart's Masonic opera, written in the last year of his life. And he did something that he knew his Masonic brothers would attend, and that non-Masons would come out of curiosity for what the Masons were about. And he thinly disguised a Masonic initiation ceremony in this opera. So as part of the Masonic initiation ceremony at the time, the candidate goes through these 4 elemental tests: earth, water, air, fire, to prove to the brethren that they have the right balance of these 4. And of course, we see these in the second act of the opera. Tamino's going through the initiatic process, and the first 2 are earth and air, and then he does fire and water subsequently.
So this opera is called The Magic Flute. I imagine there's quite a bit to unpack there.
Freemasonry is all about harmony. That's why geometry is the central symbol of Freemasonry, because geometry measures the harmony in the universe. There's a principle in theology, it's called hypostasis. We can never know the divine, we can only see the work of the divine. And because geometry measures the harmony in the universe, geometry therefore becomes the symbol of the creator of that harmony. That's the whole point of Freemasonry. That's really the whole point of this opera. And the magic flute conveys this sense of harmony. The flute is magical because the four elements are in balance. It's made from wood from the earth. It was made on a rainy night when there was water, and also thunder and lightning, which is fire. But then, most importantly, it takes someone to apply the breath, somebody who has the wisdom to play the music on the flute that will return harmony.
Authoritarian and totalitarian regimes continue to suppress Freemasonry, afraid of its strong heritage of liberty and equality.
It symbolizes the inevitability of your end.
The British Army had travelling lodges that moved with regiments. Freemasons have served their countries and communities with distinction.
Freemasons met across the Union and Confederate divide to celebrate their common rituals.
And today, Freemasonry remains an active part of military life in many countries.
Freemasonry has burned as a blazing fire through the last 3 centuries.
In this episode, we examine the symbol of the blazing star. Pike, in Morals and Dogma in the 25th Degree, or the Knight of the Brazen Serpent, says of the symbol that the blazing star in our lodges, we have already said, represents Sirius, Anubis, or Mercury, guardian and guide of the soul. Our ancient English brethren also considered it an emblem of the sun. In the old lectures, they said, the blazing star or glory in the center refers us to the grand luminary, the sun, which enlightens the earth and by its genial influence dispenses blessings to mankind. Pike, in an earlier degree, The Apprentice, says that the blazing star in the center is said to be an emblem of divine providence and commemorative of the star which appeared to guide the wise men of the East to the place of our Savior's nativity. He goes on to say that the blazing star or glory in the center refers us to that grand luminary, the sun, which enlightens the earth and by its genial influence dispenses blessings to mankind. They called it also in the same lecture an emblem of prudence. The word prudentia means in its original fullest significance foresight, and accordingly the blazing star has been regarded as an emblem of omniscience or of the all-seeing eye, which to the Egyptian initiates was the emblem of Osiris. Gage, in a Builder's Magazine, says of the symbol that it is the seed and the source of all life and eternal life.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? Ignite the light and let it shine, just on the night, like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework, come on, show 'em what you are. Make it blow as you shoot across the sky.
The driving force behind the Royal Society was initiated into Freemasonry.
Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, father of Queen Victoria, and Prince Augustus, Duke of Sussex,
the two princes brought their feuding Grand Lodges together and reconciled to be the United Grand Lodge of England.
Kings George IV, William IV, Edward VII, Edward VIII, and George VI were all Freemasons, as were 18 dukes and princes, including the Duke of Edinburgh.
This year, His Royal Highness Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, celebrates his 50th year as Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England.
His Royal Highness was proposed into Freemasonry by the then Grand Master, the Earl of Scarborough.
He was initiated into Royal Alpha Lodge number 16, an advocate for the craft all over the world, continuing 3 centuries of distinguished royal tradition at the very heart of English Freemasonry.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the East, the powers of air and invention. Hear me!
Us.
Hear us!
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the South, powers of fire and feeling. Hear us! Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the West, powers of water and intuition. Hear us!
Jehovah's Witnesses World Headquarters is doubling its size. News 12's Darius Radzius has more on this story.
If they build it, they will produce.
Where we're standing here down below would be the 230,000 square foot AV production studios there.
Matthew Mordecki with Jehovah's Witnesses gave me a tour of their 249-acre wooded property to show me where they're planning to build their massive production studios.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the North by the powers of Mother and Earth. Hear us.
Aid us in our magical working on this May's Eve. Serpent of old, ruler of deep, guardian of the bitter sea, show us your glory.
It'll consolidate our other studios that we have around New York, and it'll have 6 state-of-the-art audio and video production studios on site, as well as the residents that will be there to work in those facilities.
Located off Sterling Mine Road, he says this will be one of its largest facilities.
We have our world headquarters just down the road 3 minutes from here. That's at about 1.5 million square feet. This is about 1.7 million square feet.
Mordecki says the campus will be environmentally friendly, producing a lot of its own energy.
Show us your power. We pray of thee. We pray of thee. We invoke thee.
We also have things like geothermal wells that will help with our energy solution. We'll have a full solar field here that will feed battery backup, and we'll have our own microgrid on site.
People who work at the studios will also be able to live on campus in the residences that will also be built, along with fitness and dining facilities. The public will also be able to get a peek at their work.
That same education work that's being produced here can also be reviewed at a visitor center.
In Sloatsburg, Darius Radzius, News 12.
Planning for the project started back in 2019, and they hope to have it finished by 2026.
To order, brethren, to receive the most worshipful, the Grand Master.
As permanent master of these 3 lodges, I now call on my deputy masters.
Most worshipful Grand Master. Most worshipful Grand Master.
Congratulations. You will meet the Grand Master in 5 seconds. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. You are now meeting the Grand Master.
Most worshipful Grand Master.
Most worshipful Grand Master, I humbly ask you to complete the initiation of this worthy candidate for Freemason.
He's wonderful.
It is a he?
It is a he.
I love when you come to visit at 142. You bring me just the best stuff. Whenever we get to talking, Topaz, about Scrapper 142, what do I always say? She is the, and it starts with a B.
Trash.
No, not trash. Were you waiting to just call her that? It doesn't start with a B.
Booze hag.
I'm so sorry. No, best. I was thinking about best because I always say you're the best. She brought me my beloved champion, you know.
You say that every time she's here.
What have you brought today? Tell me.
A contender.
What? I need to go closer. I want to get a closer look at this. Can you take us closer? Thank you. Pay this lady.
Just wait a damn minute. I'm not for sale.
Man, he's a fighter.
I take 10 million.
Tell her she's dreaming.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Transfer the units.
You'll pay for this.
No, I got paid for this.
Adorn our ceremonies and forever remind us of our incomparable heritage, the birth of organized Freemasonry, stressing the deep and sincere loyalty and affection felt by the Brethren of the United Grand Lodge of England for their Grand Master.
I had the pleasure of meeting 136 Grand Masters visiting from overseas at Freemasons Hall yesterday.
Here's what I want to know. Who are you?
I am the God of Thunder!
Wow, I didn't hear any thunder, but out of your fingers, was that like sparkles?
We've located your cousin.
Oh, good. Yeah, come on. I think you're gonna like this. There he is. Hey, cuz. We almost couldn't find you. What have you been hiding? So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Carlo? I pardon you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're officially pardoned from life.
Help me! Oh my God!
I'm stepping in it. Look. Wow.
Today, though, we are a meeting of more than 4,000 gathered from all around the world, from our own constitution and beyond. When the global Masonic family comes together to celebrate our past and to renew our own pride and confidence in and enthusiasm for Freemasonry.
I hereby read the text of a letter sent today to Buckingham Palace. May it please your Majesty, we, the representatives of over 200,000 Freemasons under the United Grand Lodge of England, most respectfully express our continuing loyalty to your Majesty's throne and person in this, the 66th year of your long and distinguished reign, of His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent, as our much loved and greatly respected Grand Master. We humbly thank God for preserving our order and fervently pray His blessings on your Majesty, so that our loyal devotion to your Majesty may long continue. Given at the Royal Albert Hall this 31st day of October, Anno Domini 2017.
You really are quite insane. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success.
We're in position between the fleets.
Fire one missile at the flagship of each fleet. The Chinese will think the British are rattling the saber. The British will think the Chinese are being belligerent. And the media will provide cool, objective coverage. Let the mayhem begin. What you're about to witness, Miss Lynn, is not so much a missile attack, but the launch of a new world order. In precisely 5 minutes after your countrymen have attacked the British fleet, I shall retaliate for dear old England by sending this missile into Beijing. But General Chang has just called an emergency meeting of the Chinese High Command. Unfortunately, General Chang will be delayed in traffic, arriving just after the missile has killed your leaders, and too late to stop the Air Force from sinking the entire British fleet.
Her Majesty has been pleased to reply in the following terms. The Queen has asked me to thank you for your kind letter of loyal greetings on behalf of the representatives of the Freemasons under the United Grand Lodge of England, which are being celebrated on the 31st of October at the Royal Albert Hall. Her Majesty appreciated your thoughtfulness in writing as you did.
We leave the Royal Albert Hall even more proud of our ancient institution.
Worldwide, Freemasonry remains as important and relevant as ever. A global society of perhaps 6 million people.
As the globe embraced Freemasonry, enlightenment came.
I may not agree with what you say, but I shall defend to the death your right to say it.
But he will be just in time to take over the government, negotiate a truce, and emerge as a world leader with a Nobel Peace Prize.
What do you get?
Me? Oh, nothing. Just exclusive broadcasting rights in China for the next 100 years. How romantic. Don't you realize how absurd your position is?
No more absurd than starting a war for ratings.
Great men have always manipulated the media to save the world. Look at William Randolph Hearst, who told his photographers, "You provide the pictures, I'll provide the war." I've just taken it one step further.
Sorry about that, I tuned out there for a moment, Elliot.
None is more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free.
Coat of arms of Donald Trump. What does it actually represent?
Well, this is rather interesting, actually. This is arcane Scottish heraldic law providing evidence of Donald Trump's deep Anglophilia, I would say, and also touches upon the royal prerogative. There we have the double-headed eagle representing his Scottish Germanic heritage.
The Masonic Chip program uses modern police-approved techniques to create a child identification kit.
And we take fingerprints. We also provide them with a swab for getting a DNA swab.
Charter City is stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever. The Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash. Book your travel. And even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city. And don't let the lines discourage you. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel. The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free. A gift of thanks to our city from Rook Unlimited.
23% of the population has been given the Smart Mark, number 1.
Time to test our system, number 6. The Flex Fighters are out there somewhere. Teaming up with Jonathan Rook. Let's put our new recruits to work. Subtly.
We should find the Flex Fighters.
I ought to find the Flex Fighters.
We should find the Flex Fighters. We should find the Flex Fighters.
Growing up in this city, the streets of Old Town, I saw the worst mankind had to offer. Chaos, disorder. I vowed to make it all change. To make it all better. All these years working in secret. Rising up the ranks of the tech men. It was all leading to this day.
And we also provide them with imprint where they can get an imprint of the child's teeth. So not only does it provide DNA as well as a swab, but it is also a source if you were using tracking dogs to provide a scent for the child.
Order has finally been established in Charter City. No child will have to fear for their safety again.
The people owe you the greatest of debts, number one, for liberating them from the chaos of their lives.
You guys love new tech. You didn't want to get smart marked?
No way. That's clearly some shady biz. Who wants to be...
You call yourself a man of science. World order is our destiny. Submit to a smart mark and join the glorious victory of order over chaos, or you will be eliminated.
Grandpa, Mr. Savick, where is everybody?
They all went to get those foolish new devices.
What? No, they can't. Grandpa, those things are dangerous. It's a conspiracy. Mind control.
I knew it!
3 hours is enough time for us to get to our families. Maybe we can stop them before they get marked.
They seem to be establishing checkpoints of some kind. This is how they keep order.
This is the nightmare I warned you about. People think smart marks are brand new rook tech that will improve their lives. They don't know they're being tricked.
All smart marks so far. But your chip makes it possible to control everyone in Charter City, whether they're marked or not.
You may be surprised to see who we found using tricks to cover up their license plates.
Apparently, they're law enforcement.
You know, in Hollywood and in the industry and the stuff we do, there's a lot of like insider secrets to keeping your career going, and a lot of insider secrets to making things tick.
Oh, the smell.
What does it smell like?
Bent toast.
What happened to my manners? I haven't properly introduced myself. Come on, follow me. My name is Grandmaster. I preside over a little harlequinade called the Contest of Champions. People come from far and wide to unwillingly participate in it. And you, my friend, might just be part of the new cast. What do you say to that?
We're not friends and I don't give a about your games. I'm going back to Asgard.
Asgard? 1, 2, 3, 4.
The Irvington Masonic Lodge, number 666, is located at 5515 East Washington Street. As one of the oldest and most powerful fraternal clubs in Irvington, the Masons had met in a variety of lodges, but their most impressive one came when they commissioned Charles E. Bacon to design a permanent structure at the corner of Johnson Avenue and East Washington Street. The group had considered a variety of locations prior to this decision, but in the end, most members wanted Lodge number 666 to sit in the heart of the business district. The new $100,000 structure was the most impressive commercial building ever constructed in the neighborhood. Paul Diebold, in his book Greater Irvington, notes that the terracotta work on the exterior of the first story is some of the finest in the city of Indianapolis. John McGoy, a local resident, supervised the construction of the multi-storied building. Like most lodges throughout the state, the first floor of the structure was developed and devoted to commerce, as several available shops provided rental income for the Masons. The group held their meetings and dances on the second and third floors. On October 3, 1922, the club formally dedicated the new structure. Several businesses connected with the construction of the new building placed ads in the Indianapolis Star on that date. For instance, the Irvington Coal and Lime Company touted that they had provided the beautiful blonde or western brick used on the upper stories. The E.E. Holloway Company boasted of a new pipe organ that they had built on the third floor for the Masons. Other businesses to buy ads that day included the Stewart Carey Glass Company, Merchants Heating and Light Company, and the C.W. Glenn Company, who boasted of being quality plasterers. The Irvington Post Office immediately moved into one of the shops and remained until 1950. Several local entrepreneurs over the years tried their luck by opening various businesses on the first floor. R.J. Vanderveer opened the Irvington Meat Market in the first year that the building opened, as did the Magnuson brothers, who opened the home furnishing shop. In 1922, lodge membership was at 747. Scandal hit the group in 1926 when the lodge expelled D.C. Stevenson, the Grand Dragon of the Indiana Ku Klux Klan, from its membership, after he was found guilty of murdering a local woman named Madge Oberholzer. Largely white, Protestant, and a male-dominated group, membership in the Masons had begun to die out by the 1990s, forcing the group to sell the imposing structure to investors. The impressive edifice still serves as an anchor for the commercial district nearly 100 years after its construction.
Jared Kushner, his big pet project was that 666 Fifth Avenue, that big office tower. He's going to tear it down, build something new, and he had to do a deal basically that gave it away.
Right, and so to give viewers a little background, I mean, this is an iconic building in New York. You know, in a city of iconic buildings, I mean, this is one that people walk along or walk past on Fifth Avenue. There's retail in the bottom, and then it's notably, you know, it's a nice skyscraper and a name that, or an address that is as memorable, we should say. They had big plans for it. At one point, they were talking about demolishing it and doubling it in size. And as you say, this was Jared Kushner's really ambitious project. It did not go the way that they thought it would. They were partnered with Vornado, and now to the rescue, and this to me is what's really notable, to the rescue and probably to the profit of its investors is Brookfield.
Yeah, Brookfield stepped into it and basically said, we'll take it for a 99-year lease.
Right.
And basically, we'll take over the debt and we're not going to pay anything.
Gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you. The human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything.
He's a tall, Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here comes that rain I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Bop, bop, dum, bop. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. Come around, there's nothing but blue sky. Anywhere you go, straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. Ba-dum, 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 ba. It's gonna be a bright day. 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 I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.